This broadcast is inappropriate for all ages. Oh, those aren't the right ones at all. Poop. La 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 la. You gotta love it when everything goes wrong. Don't you? Isn't that a thing? No? Oh, get out of here. So busy checking the other thing out. Oh, there it is. And this is all going to get caught in no matter what I do. So, this reflects how I've been feeling today. This broadcast is inappropriate for all ages right here on Gaming Division. It's the play spot. This is where we get together to talk about games and things and stuff that have been happening throughout the week. And even if I'm feeling kind of miserable, hopefully we can turn to games as a place and source of respite, joy, uplift. I don't know. Of course, there are so many places to watch games and things and stuff everywhere. The Weirdlings are chock full of it lately. Things like Rooster Teeth and Geek and Sundry. Particularly, Geek and Sundry has a show called Super Austin Party Fun Time or something like that. This is Kamurai and Jesse Cox get together and play party games, which is honestly. Not only is the approach completely different, but the content of the show is completely different from tabletop. But they're closely related, if you will. So, I think the last one that they did was it's the Newlywed game, but like they did it for besties. So it's like, how much do you really know about your partner? So someone from the other team asks you a question, you both choose an answer, and if your answer matches, not that if it's right, but if it matches, then you get a point. And then they, of course, added a drinking game to it for the people who got it wrong. But they didn't do really that many questions, so unless they were doing like shots of like 100% grain alcohol, or I don't know what it's called. I don't drink. I don't see that affecting them a whole lot, and they were very much like, I'm just thirsty. So I think that affects your game a little bit when you do that. So there's that, and then Cooperative. Felicia Day is more and more absent from what she's got going on, and the whole point of Cooptitude really is that, how do I say this? That it's Felicia Day and Ryan Day playing games, but they've recently kind of upended that, like more often than not. Let's be honest, the past 6 months she's been on probably about half the time. So that's no longer the gimmick. So the gimmick is that they have a comedy style let's play but it's not a let's play because they cut it up. So like it's just very interesting to see what they're doing with that these days. And it's just turning into another gaming show. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it's not Cooptitude anymore. Like, if they had another gimmick on there, like, what is it? There is a show that John Green typically does, and any Mental Floss, and anytime he has a guest on there, everyone kind of goes ballistic. Because it's not Mental Floss unless it's really him, because the whole gimmick is that it's him reading it, so he reads it in a certain manner, in a certain pace, and if other people do it, they do their own thing instead of doing his thing, and it's really what we're ending up. It's not that Jessica Marzipan's bad. It's that she's not Felicia Day, and it kind of offsets the show. But it's interesting to see that, and if you look at it almost from a perspective as the theme being people that don't get along or whatever, like maybe that's the thing. And apparently the cats have discovered the paper bag I have behind me, so we're gonna deal with that. So yeah, so there's that. Rooster Teeth finally came around, or the no. I don't know what to call it because it is Rooster Teeth in the umbrella, but of course the lower bit of it is the no for this. But they finally did Patch Game Club, and they did it for the visual novel. I really wish they would stop doing visual novels because they're not games. Especially if we only get one game a month, it's a fucking waste to do that on such a small, frivolous game that isn't a game. It's a visual novel. I'm not saying there's anything against visual novels. Like I still pick them up from time to time, and I would actually highly suggest like Katawa Shoujo. Um, there is Syrup in the Ultimate Sweet. There are some, but you really want something that either has an epic story or some great decision blocks. And if you really want to go find suggestions for that, go over to Press Start to Continue and look at what Dodger's playing, because that's what she does is anime bullshit, and she's going to be able to tell you that much better than I ever will be able to. And that's just the fact of it, because like, if I am playing something, it's more likely that I got it from her. It was like, I really want to play that. So yeah. Let's see. So that's Rooster Teeth, Geek and Sundry, Weirdlings. I'm so behind on watching D&D at this point that I feel actively bad about it. But I'm generally behind on YouTube. I've set on Hulu because I can let it play and let it play and let it play while I'm researching and doing other things. And it's a lot harder to do that. I feel for the YouTube videos that I watch at all, I feel like I've got to dedicate time to it. Evaluate it, give feedback, and I need to just get out of that mindset and just enjoy the content again, because it's what it is. That's what it's there for, and who cares really? So as far as gaming goes, I did actually play some Ticket to Ride in real life. Got taught my girlfriend how to play that. She really enjoyed it. It was only an 11-point spread. I think it was 124 to 111, and how do I say this? We used the Mega City, the 1910 expansion, because that's the only way I play that anymore. If I have an option, anyways, because I like having all the extra routes. It definitely changes the game quite a bit. Plus, it uses the large cards and those teeny horrible cards. I still can't believe they ever produce the cards that size. It's ridiculous. So I like the normal size cards, even as a replacement. So even if you take out all the extra stuff, that's fine. The Globetrotter reward, I think, is fantastic. And the proportions that you draw, I think, are better too, because you draw 5 tickets in the beginning and you keep 3. I think that's a better spread than drawing 3, keeping 1. No, keeping 2, and then when you draw tickets for the normal game, in the normal game you draw 3 and keep 1, and in this you draw 4 and keep 1. And I think that gives you some better options, and it can definitely change the pace of the game. The only other problem is that there's only 2 of us, so we couldn't use double routes. But she seemed to really like it. I think she said like she thought her family would actually like it too, because they play games on occasion. But every time she mentions board games that they play, it's something fucking horrible from Parker Brothers or Hasbro from the 1980s, and I'm like, oh god, who plays Life? Oh, you're playing Sorry? Now, I actually kind of like Sorry, but like I haven't played it in years, so I'm not sure. But I'd much rather play something more strategic and that has some more production behind it. I'm just saying. So there's that. I don't know if I talked about it a whole lot, but of course I've been playing Paragon a lot. I don't think I played any this week. I'm due for a Kalari run to try to improve my jungling. I think that's really where I'm going to shine, because I'm not super great at holding lanes. If I can build my Sevarog or my Sparrow correctly, then I'm good at doing damage dealing or tanking it out for a little bit. But I'm not very good at doing utility. If I'm doing Kalari, I'm doing nothing but utility. So I can jump in, do some fighting, escape. As long as I'm not responsible for a lane, and I'm doing all the jungling to get card points to make the other people better, I think I can do that pretty well, because Kalari's fast, and she's got some really annoying tactics that are very good for playing against humans versus the AI, because the AI can see you when you're invisible. It's fucking ridiculous that the AI cheats like that. Um, so I'm actually looking forward to doing a Kalari run sometime soon. Um, but the reason I brought that up was that um, uh, playing with Dr. Kane. Dr. Kane and I have been talking a little bit, and we're trying to see what we can do. We just too many connection problems on his end. But we've been exploring BattleNet, and he and I started playing some heroes on there, Heroes of the Storm, if you will, and really interesting. But it was everything that I didn't like about MOBAs before on a lighter level. Because I always feel like you've got to research. I did a little bit with Paragon. I feel motivated because I paid into it. But for Heroes of the Storm, really feel that the way that goes, it's so light. It's such a small map. Um, and I didn't. I picked Nova, who's apparently like a more advanced character. She's not super strong per se, even though she has a sniper rifle. And she definitely can't take a hit, but she's got some different techniques you can use to kind of mess with people. And I couldn't understand the map. Like I kept trying to see how the shrines work, and it just wasn't happening. So like it was interesting, but it felt like my experiences with League and Dota just not as serious because it's not as intense. And that's what I've heard about Heroes of the Storm a lot. But I'm seeing more MOBAs pop up, like Battleborn, of course, Overwatch, that whole bullshit with Tracer. I will say on record that I've never agreed with Mig Turney more than the past 3 weeks of the patch, um, because I've caught up on him, and she's brought up some excellent points as far as dealing with the whole Tracer issue and just different weird little things there. Feel free to go watch and decide for yourself how you feel. Uh, um, there is things and stuff to say. Oh, I broke some brick. That's not what I want to do. Let's see. I've not got a lot of Minecraft on. It's partly why I'm playing right now, uh, because I didn't want the brick wall. And I was like, oh, I know there's a way to do this, so I figured I could just play with it in the background. And of course, you don't get a lot out of it, but I can play while I'm talking to you, and I've got something game similar on my mind while I'm talking about video gaming and just relaxing and enjoying. And Minecraft is relaxing and enjoying to me, and I could probably use it right now. My neck is killing me. I was doing research for Blender to try to work on the board games that I'm doing because I need 3D models to put in Tabletop Simulator. And son of a bitch, I got one to work finally, but it's such a weird problem that um, I can't get the pentagonal and triangular boards done. It should be done by now. It really should, even with it being a problem. And the real kicker is that in Blender, I can't even get the settings back. The settings aren't obvious. Oh, I got the wrong grass block. So I can't. I literally can't just look at the settings, and I have no proof that it ever worked. But I've got this UV map that's completely done properly and everything, and it makes me sad. Oh, what am I doing? No, I need wood there, not dirt. Blog. Blarg. Um, so it is kind of just a ridiculous point that's stopping me up from there. So if you see me online, it's in Tabletop Simulator. That's what I'm doing. I'm beating my head against the desk, wondering why shit doesn't work. But fortunately, the one thing works. So I've got a working bit to go from. In theory, I could take the text file and just do the math and put the coordinates in the right places. And I would have a working file eventually. I just wouldn't know how to do it in Blender properly. And to me, right now, it's kind of a big deal. Yeah, I really kind of want to be able to do this stuff right and know how it's working, because in the end, then I can like look back and be like, oh, well, that's a skill set that I just learned. Even if I don't use it that often, I want to feel good about it. I want to be able to put it on my resume and be like, hey, I fiddled with this once upon a time, and Because like right now I can say that I played in Unity, and I definitely did not do proper 3D work in Unity, and at this point, I don't even know what would be easier to pick up, to be doing Unity or keep playing with Blender and then import it into Unity. Uh, and when you can just make that shit in Unity, it doesn't seem to make sense to involve a secondary program unless that's just how you're used to doing things, and then it comes down to what's actually faster. Or what you get the better quality work out, depending upon what you're trying to do. Because if it's simple and it takes longer, then you do the shorter one. It is what it is, what it is. Boom. Let's see. Oh, I totally did not change this Twitch page up. Let's fix that. Oh, Twitch. You're such a bother. Wonder if I should bounce the feed. I don't think it matters. I think as long as it's right now. This broadcast is inappropriate for all ages. No, why are you playing over the original? Oh my god. I don't even know what to do with you, Twitch. Twitch hates me. So yeah. My minute of Minecraft is that I've not done a whole lot. I did set out to relax a little bit, so I finally started laying out the warehouse. And I came across two problems. One, that I had a lot of dirt for floors. I don't like that, not indoors. So I have an initiative to go and replace the dirt with wood. As you see, you may or not be able to tell that I'm doing here. And of course, the inside the warehouse right now is not well lit, so the monsters will spawn in here. But unless they open the door, they're not going anywhere. So they'll spawn and despawn as necessary. The secondary problem is you can see there's a big hole, and there you see that creeper looking up at me. So when you're down in the world below this, you can see up into the sky, and now you'll be able to see wood planks, so you'll know that's a floor of some kind. So once I go in and I replace all the floors, it may or may not be more obvious about this. So I've got to figure out what to do about all that. And I think I want to go down and make big pillars. Even if they're not, like, functional. Like, be like, look, this is what's holding this up. But I kind of like that not only, like, is there, like, an underground, like, I could dig down properly, but now there's, like, an underdark. There's a space between the overworld and the underworld. It's very amusing. Oh, my neck's killing me. I may just go lay down instead of doing anything. No, I need to play some Sun Age. So I did play some Sun Age last Sunday evening, and oh my god, is that game a piece of shit at times. Like, I generally like the game. I like the RTS feel that it has. I don't like some of the controls. The AI behavior for my guys is absolute dog shit. And the way the levels are created for the campaign are just wrong. They're just wrong. It's just what it is. Oh my gosh, like there's a level where I don't know why an RTS does this at all ever. I didn't like it in StarCraft. Like I think there's a mission with Zeratul. You've got to get him and some Dark Templars through, and you only have like 5 of them, and that's it. It's all the characters you get for the entire level. You can't, if you make any mistakes, you're basically fucked. And so you come through this gate, and so you're in an alien homeworld with no backup whatsoever, and these robot things are attacking you, and then all of a sudden there's poison gas, so half the level is poisonous, so you can't even like walk around properly. And if you just look at your soldiers go, they walk into the gas and die. Like they don't even take it as, oh, this hurts me, I should get away from it. But like, if you just sit there forever, the campaign doesn't go anywhere because the robots will come and sit outside the little area where your gate is to contain you, but they won't be aggressive enough to come after you. So it doesn't run the clock to 0 that way. But in the same level, there's arbitrary timers, and it's it feels ridiculous. So I don't know. It's not my favorite, but I'm looking forward to getting back to it. And then eventually I will cross it off the list and be like, yeah, I played that. And I think I'll never play it again once I finally complete it, because there are so many better RTSs to do. Dawn of War in particular. Um, I'm really jonesing to go back and play the first uh, Warcraft game, Orcs and Humans, like back before there were Zeppelins. Um, and of course, we'll follow that up with Tides of Darkness and Beyond the Portal. There's actually like some really good lore in there too, so I'm looking forward to going back and reaffirming what the lore is for those games. Um, let's see. So I talked about Here's the Storm. I talked about Sun Age, D&D. And we fought were hyenas or were jackals. Which I'm like, really, if you're gonna make were animals, jackals are the way you go. But it's apparently within the campaign. Um, Jen didn't let me explode one. I liked it before. Oh well. But like, I'm a weedy little priest thing, cleric. There, I thought there used to be a differential class back in the days of D&D, where you could be a priest and not a war cleric. Because like everyone's all shocked that I'm not wearing armor. It's like, oh, I'm a like a lowly like acolyte priest. I'm not a charge into war in the name of my god type guy. So I don't know. And I talked about this a little bit over in House of Kamurai built, or the vlogcast rather. I feel like I got the wrong characters in the wrong campaigns. There's no way to like fix it properly. Um, so I don't know. I may drop one of the campaigns and then maybe I'll arrange for. I don't know. I don't think Jen will let me get away with it. It'd be great if Emil transformed into a beast of Nurgle, and then we could pick up Nori. Because they would be a group of guys that like really go after big monsters and stuff, and then I don't know. The other campaign is dealing with the not Curse of Strahd, Demon Overlords or some shit. I don't know. We're in the Underdark. Whatever one that starts with you're trapped in a drow prison camp and you've lost all your shit, so why even bother picking it in the first place? Um, I don't know. Let's. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I'm already in pain. I don't want to be in emotional pain as well. So dramatic. So dramatic. But I'm hoping like HavenCon's next week, and I know it's LGBTQ whatever centered, but I'm willing to bet there's going to be people doing board games and stuff. So I may actually load up the car and drive down there and just be like, oh well, I've got a bunch of games in the car. Let's bring them out. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how that's gonna go. Um, because I'm sure there's going to be some kind of exposition hall, and there's going to be people hawking goods. So we'll get to see. Um, yeah. Do I have anything else to talk about gaming? What else do we talk about? Talk about upcoming stuff. We'll just have to see who I can game with this week and what's going on. I will probably not be gaming with Jen or Mika this week. They are very busy in general, and next week is busy enough with HavenCon next weekend, and I'm trying to help Actor move that I think I'm going to want some space on it, and then I've got to look at maybe picking up some hours driving just to help offset things for the moment. But we'll just see how it goes. Uh, so yeah, I'm gonna work on this warehouse. I think for a little bit. I may go lay down and do it just so I can rest my neck for a bit. Because I can actually play this on my laptop and not cry about it. Well, I cry, but I mean, I'm comfortable when I cry. So that's a ridiculous gaming talking session. How long have we been going on? I really feel like I missed something. Give me just a second. I'm gonna look at some notes and see if I normally talk about something else that I'm just forgetting about, because I feel like I am. And the computer is slow and silly, silly like a bitch. Do 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 do. Yeah, I haven't done show notes in the last month, so da 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 da. Yeah, so hopefully I may even be able to talk about like Mario Kart Wii next week. I think that's on the goal list, is to get the girlfriend to play Mario Kart Wii, because I really think she'll like it. She drives for a living, so I think she'll enjoy the immersion of the carts and stuff. But I think we're gonna go and cut it off there. I hate forcing this show when I don't have all that much to talk about, and I could go talking in depth, deeper, mechanically about a couple things. I just don't care about it. I still got some unboxing videos in the editing room essentially, and I've gotten some things in since, like Ascension. I've gotten two sets of Ascension. I've gotten a thing of Dominion, Battle, uh, not Battlestar, Eminent Domain, Exotica, and there's Battle Cruisers. I think is a separate game. I could be wrong. I'll have to go through that and see about it. I just don't have the time for everything I'm doing. I've just got to prioritize on what I want to do right now. And yeah, and it's partly my fault because I do all the things and stuff, which right now on this overlay, before I fix it, you can see, or you can go over to htkb.dendns.org/mediaphp, or media.php, which will be in the description. That's where we're going to start keeping all that stuff, and I'm going to simplify this mess on the overlay. But until you see me next time, I'm Kamurai, and that's game over. If you want to see anything else we're up to, go and click the annotations, and they'll take you to our other channels. Thanks for watching.